Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson we're going to pick up exactly where we left off in the last video, and we're going to begin by tying everything together. So I'm in the special or S1 movement script. I'm just going to get rid of those empty lines for now. Obviously we'll need to put some code in there to have it damage the opponent. But now I just want to get this to a point where we can actually have this instantiate in the game. And then we'll come back to those type of things. So I've just copied and pasted in the if line and the destroy game object line, and all we're going to do is, rather than double equals, we're going to use the exclamation mark for not, and we'll just change the comment. If projectile does not and I'll put it in here as well. So that's now in. Let's save that off, and now we're going to come to the player 1 movement script. So let's begin by creating some variables. So I'll put this with the animation clips for the special moves. Private game object. We want this one to be private. We'll give it a naming convention of special move 1 energy ball. Close that line off. Into the comments, our usual comment. Defines naming convention for the, I'll put first special move energy ball, and we're going to need a couple of floats. I'm going to put them here near the top, near to the play controller, because they are applicable. So we'll begin with a private float, and this is going to be the player's controller's height. Close that off. Into the comments, same sort of comment. Defines naming convention for the player's controller height. I'll put value in as well. Let's copy this line. And we'll change it from height to radius. And we'll come to the void start, and I'll put it with the get component just after this, where we get the character controller. So just after that line, underscore player's controller's height is going to equal underscore player controller dot height. Close that off. Into the comment, we'll put the cache as the player controller's height, and we'll just copy that line and we'll just change height to radius all the way through the line. And we'll just save that off there. So, little note, we'll probably end up moving some of this, I think, to the void awake. But we'll leave it how it is for now. We'll come back and do that in an optimization video. And now we want to come to the, and it's the wait for special moves animations. So let's just see if we can find that. Wait for special move animation. Now, again, it matters where you put this code. So we're going to put it at the very top, and we're going to say if open and close brackets. So what we're going to do is, because we're throwing a punch and releasing an energy ball, I want this to actually instantiate the energy ball at the max of the punch when punch is extended about halfway through the animation. So there are a number of ways we could do this. I'm going to do it an easy way. Hopefully this should work, or at least give you a good starting point for you all to be able to follow along, understand and adjust to suit your projects. But as I said, there are other ways, like for example, we could use animation events. But if I was going to do that, I think I'd do a separate series on how to use those. So for now, inside the brackets, player 1 anim, and then we want the square type of brackets. Inside those square brackets, we want player special move 1 animation dot name. And then we'll come between the closed brackets. We're going to say dot time greater than or equals to, and we want half time. So we're going to use 0.5f. We'll come to the end of the line. And we'll open and close brackets. We'll come back to the comments. So special, if special move animation is, I'll put half complete. Because that's applicable to me. You could put it's greater than, and then just put a timestamp rather than that. If you have to adjust this, you may need to go 0.5 or 0.6, but it shouldn't be too much out for you to be able to adjust. So obviously doing it this way, 0, because this is not the time in seconds, it's the time of the animation. So 0 would be the beginning of the animation, 1 would be the end, and of course the end of the animation is the punch coming back, and we don't want that. So halfway through, when the arm is outstretched, is the ideal time for at least the models and animations that I am using. So we'll create another if statement, if open and close brackets underscore, and we want special move 1 energy ball exclamation mark equals null, come to the comments. No need to close the line off. If I'll use the variable name, I'll just paste that in. Does not equal null. The next line will return, and we can close the line off. That will get rid of the error. Normal comment and do nothing and return. So this just prevents more than one energy ball being on screen at any one time. But if it is equal to null, special move 1 energy ball equals, so we haven't yet instantiated one, so we'll do that now. Equals instantiate, open and close brackets, close that line off. Inside the brackets, resources dot load. We'll open and close brackets. I'm just trying to think. I'll just use SP1 for now. I'll probably come back and change that naming convention, but for now that will do. Comma. Still inside the brackets. Type of. Open and close brackets. Game object. Capital G. Come just before the last close brackets, and we're going to use game object again with capital G. Let's break this up for commenting. We'll say set. Again, I'll use the naming convention to equal. Instantiate load SP1 from resources folder as a game object. And now we'll set the position. So special move 1 energy ball dot transform dot position is going to equal a new vector 3, open and close brackets, close the line off. We'll enter after the open bracket transform dot position dot x plus open and close brackets, inside the brackets player controller radius, and I'll use ×3. Come between the close brackets, comma, and in fact I'll enter again. I'll copy and paste that line in. Change it from X to Y. Player controller height. Let's try divide by 1.5F. And again, these values you will need to obviously modify to suit your project. Transform dot position dot Z. No need to add any modifiers to that line. So into the comment set, special move 1 energy balls position to equal we'll use player's position x-axis plus modifier Let's just copy and paste that in twice. Obviously on the second line we just change it to Y, and on this line we say Z, and we just get rid of the plus modifier. Let's save that off. And we'll downsize Visual Studio. So here's the sphere from the last video. I'm going to change its name to SP1. I'm going to change its scale, and I'm going to use a quarter scale, so 0.25. And let's drag and drop that into the resources folder. Let's come to the splash scene and see what's happening. So we'll just run through as normal. We'll select the black robot. So as you can see, we're instantiating the ball, but we're getting too many on the scene still. It's only shown as one. I don't know if that's a visual problem. Let's come back. So we now have it instantiating into the scene. It's not working perfectly, but it's working. But I think we'll leave it here for this video. This video is getting quite long, and we'll pick this up in the very next lesson. So, and obviously in that video we'll fix the problem. So I'll leave it here for now. As always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time, and until then, as always, bye for now.